Hi, and welcome to the Search Buzz video recap. My name is Barry Schwartz. Today is May 1st, it's Friday, and I'm going to give you a recap of the past week's news that I wrote about at the Search Engine Roundtable. So stay tuned, and we'll get started right away. Sometime starting over the weekend or so, there have been reports from people who track Google UK and other international-based Google search engines that Google has been having problems geo-targeting certain sites. So, for example, if you did a search on, let's say, I don't know, I'm just making up some things like mortgages or something in the UK, in Google UK, up would come obviously some results from the US. So typically people who search for mortgages in the UK don't want to see US-based mortgage companies coming up. Obviously Wikipedia and stuff like that is okay, but there's been a lot of reports regarding Google showing US-based mortgage types of companies showing up in the UK results when it doesn't necessarily make sense. And this has been supposedly a drastic change over the weekend in terms of how Google would typically show those types of results. Typically, Google would show most of the results from the UK for those types of searches. But now people are seeing that they are mixed in with US results, and people are asking why. I'm not sure if this has changed at all over the past couple of days, but starting Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, people have been noticing this. We have a detailed post with links to more information about this on April 28th at seroundtable.com. Yesterday on April 30th, we wrote about an AdWords help thread which seemed to be a little bit weird and somewhat funny and somewhat sad at the same time. Some advertiser, supposedly a new advertiser, went onto AdWords to try it out. So they set up their campaign, I guess sometime in late afternoon, and they came back the next day to see how things were going. Supposedly, according to this person, they spent about $30,000 overnight. $30,000 of billable charges for their AdWords spend was accrued on their AdWords account overnight. I'm not sure how that happens. Typically, I've never seen something like this reported in my whole entire life. When I've been reporting about search engines for about 6 years or so, and just looking at all the forums for the past 6 years, I've never seen anything like this. The person has not come back after posting twice to say what has happened with Google. I've reached out to Google, and Google cannot comment about this specific case. A lot of people think this person's lying and looking for publicity, while other people are saying this is definitely possible. The question is, how could something like that happen? Wouldn't credit cards stop all those charges overnight? It's just a lot of confusing, a lot of questions that people don't know the answer to, and I'm going to check right now. But right now there is no update from Google on this, and it's just pretty weird that this person would spend $30,000 in less than 24 hours on a specific AdWords campaign. I mean, it depends on the keyword, but I just can't imagine this really being true. But the big question is, would Google refund them if this happened? What will Google do to make sure this doesn't happen in the future? And what type of checkpoints does Google have to stop new advertisers from doing something this crazy? There's been a pretty big Google Maps bug where it would take the local data, business data, address, phone numbers, etc., and merge it with other businesses. So, for example, there was an example posted in the Google Maps thread, and we have a link to it on April 29th at seroundtable.com, where Google Maps would take, for example, one hotel and move it in with another hotel. So, for example, the Inn on Lake Superior was migrated with the South Pier Inn. Their addresses are now merged to be the same, and the phone numbers are merged and the websites are merged. So it's one, I guess the South Pier Inn has taken over the listing of the Inn on Lake Superior. So now if somebody does a search for the Inn on Lake Superior, it would show up with the link, a web link to the South Pier Inn, with the phone numbers for the South Pier Inn, and also the address of the South Pier Inn. The question is, why is this happening? Google has admitted there is a bug or a problem with their merging technique. Google's working on a fix for this. It's pretty widespread, they said, so they have to do this algorithmically. Michael Blumenfeld, as well as Marty at AimClear, have posted more details about this at their blog. You can get the links to it on April 29th at seroundtable.com. But this is a major issue. If there's businesses that are located in the same building or near each other, it is possible that Google might merge your data with somebody else's business, and either your business will take over their business listing or their business might take over your business listing. So definitely take a look at your Google local results and see if you're showing up okay. We've been ongoing reporting that Microsoft, their live search engine, has been testing fake referral, basically sending fake referrals to your log files. In the past, they've done this for cloaking experiments. They've done this for many, many reasons to test certain things. Supposedly, it's gotten out of control again. I think we talked about this last week, but we posted about it again on April 29th, saying that Microsoft has temporarily disabled this feature, so you should no longer see these fake referral things in your log file. Hopefully they won't turn this on without fixing the issue, but it has been temporarily disabled, the feature, whatever this feature is, and you should no longer see those fake referrals in your log files. The question is, when they turn this back on, will it have the problem or not? For the past few months, we've been reporting about how certain AdWords ads have been spotted to have a longer character title character limit than that was limit. So typically, an AdWords title could be a maximum of 25 characters long. But sometimes we've seen the titles go as long as 26, 27, 28 characters. The question is, how is this possible? Google, in the past, told us that it was a bug. They told us that this is not true and there was a bug and they're going to fix it. But then Google confirmed in some cases this might happen. So then we saw a webmaster thread on April 28th, at SERoundtable.com. We reported this, that actual representatives of Google AdWords representatives are actually telling advertisers there are ways to do this, and the way to do this is through dynamic keyword insertion. You basically say, based on what the person's searching on, you could actually dynamically insert that search query into the ad title. If the search query is 26 or 27 characters long or so, it sometimes might show up as a longer than what is allowed AdWords title. So if you do want to show longer AdWords titles, there is a way to do it. I would be very careful with using dynamic keyword insertion because it's very risky. If you want more details about how this works, check out our post at SERoundtable.com on April 28th. Just click on the archive section on the left-hand side, scroll down to April 28th, or the April category, and you'll be able to find it. On April 28th, again, we posted about it April 29th, but Google wrote a blog post that they have updated their AdSense terms or program policies, meaning now when you're an AdSense publisher, you have to agree to these new program policies to be part of the AdSense program. The thing is, these AdSense program policies have been broadened greatly. It includes pretty much all the policies of other programs. So if you have a website, which you do, you have to comply with the Google Webmaster Guidelines in order to comply with the Google AdSense program policies. So if you are doing anything that's spammy, i.e., if you're, according to Google, if you're selling links for PageRank, that's against the Google Webmaster Guidelines. Thus, it's against the Google AdSense program policy. So you can be disqualified for selling links on your website. You can be disqualified from selling links. Disqualified from the AdSense program by selling links on your website. There's other broader things such as Google brand violations, deceptive implementations of the ads, like obviously encouraging clicks, blending issues, blending your ads into the content, putting ads in emails, and other, obviously you have to comply with the YouTube video policies, you have to comply with the Webmaster Guidelines, AdWords, everything. Anything that Google has a product for and you're using on your website, you got to comply with those terms of service to comply with the AdSense terms of service. So it's pretty widely broadened. A lot of discussion around this. Our post on April 29th at SERoundtable.com. Typically, Google pays out AdSense publishers on the 25th or 26th of the month. On April 28th, we received a lot of reports that Google has yet to pay out or even acknowledge that they're paying out publishers for the past month of AdSense earnings. There's a lot of discussion about this. A Google representative has actually confirmed that it's a little bit delayed. You should if you are one of those AdSense publishers who have been delayed, you should see a message on the payment history page of your account saying with more details. People are receiving this message and people are receiving payment now. It's already May 1st, but some people aren't still. But I think that's another issue. While we're on topic of AdSense. A lot of people are complaining or noticing that more people are being banned from AdSense or deactivated or terminated. Some people suspect this has to do with them not updating their privacy policy. Back in May 2008, Google began supporting third-party cookies as part of their DoubleClick integration acquisition. And then a few months ago, Google then started doing behavioral targeting ads, which again has then updated to their privacy policy. So I think people are suspecting that Google might be banning terminating, etc., these AdSense accounts who have not updated their privacy policy to include the support of third-party cookies in the actual AdSense privacy policy. So if you are worried about being terminated, definitely make sure to go ahead and read more documents on about how to update your privacy policy and what legalese you need in that privacy policy. We have links to that information on April 27th at seroundtable.com. This is also funny. On April 27th, Google had a special logo up for the birthday of Samuel Morse, who invented Morse code. It was April 27, 1791 when he was born, and he was the person obviously who invented Morse code. I don't think it's the same exact Morse code that we use today, but that's another topic for discussion. Anyway, there are threads where I found some people who are complaining about the logo saying, hey, Google, your logo is not loading correctly. They think Google uploaded a bad logo or there was something broken with the logo. There are some people who actually thought that. Some people thought it was Braille. It's not Braille. Google actually did a Braille logo back in 2006, but this is not Braille. This was a Morse code logo. It was pretty neat, actually. And obviously, if you used a Morse code converter, I think it translated into, what do you think? Google. Anyway, it's a pretty neat logo. I had fun with it. A lot of people drove a lot of discussion, a lot of question. Obviously, when Google changes anything, it drives a lot of discussion. It's something as visible as the Google logo drives a lot of discussion. Anyway, April 27th, if you missed the logo, we have a picture of it and a lot of discussion around it. Finally, I'm sure everybody has heard about the swine flu, the epidemic that's driving around pretty much globally now. We're at the threat level of 5. But there was a thread at Webmaster World in the AdSense forum discussing how this might actually benefit in terms of monetarily people who have websites and who have AdSense on them, because the more people who are, I guess, afraid to go out because of the swine flu might be sitting in front of their computer, and if they're sitting in front of the computer surfing the web, it might drive to more page views and more clicks on AdSense ads. Obviously, people who I don't think people are necessarily looking to cash in on such a thing. Obviously, nobody really wants the swine flu to go around, but there might be some indirect advantage to such an outbreak. Anyway, there are some great tools out there to track the swine flu. Chris Sherman at Search Engine Land has posted about some of those tools. There's a lot of great mapping tools from Live Search, from Google Maps, and from places like Health Map. A lot of activity on Twitter from the CDC, I think it's CDC Emergency, and the World Health Organization at WHO News, and also Health Map is out on Twitter as well. So if you are worried about the swine flu, definitely, I'm sure you're hearing a lot of news about it, so just be careful, and I hope everybody stays safe and healthy. So thanks for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. Again, my name is Barry Schwartz. This is the past week at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. This was the May 1st edition. Today's Friday. Everyone have a great day and a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening. See ya.